Some nights, history doesn't arrive with a parade. It arrives as a notification, a rerouted flight, a sudden spike in oil, a government alert, and a silence in the sky where jets should be. Tonight, we're inside the story that made the Middle East hold its breath, a joint US and Israeli attack on Iran, and the chain reaction that followed. Because the first blast is never the end. It's the opening move. If you're watching from the United States, this is not over there. This touches deployments, markets, fuel prices, and the kind of global uncertainty that doesn't stay on the other side of the ocean. If you're watching from Israel, this is not a headline. This is existence-level strategy. Deterrence, risk, a choice between living with a threat or provoking a storm to stop it. And for everyone watching, the real shock isn't only what happened, it's how fast the world reacted. Reports say the US and Israel carried out strikes on Iran, an event with immediate diplomatic shockwaves and a fast-moving security fallout. When a strike like this happens, it's never just firepower. It's a message delivered at speed meant to reshape behavior. But there's a rule in geopolitics that when you break the wall of restraint, you don't control what pours through the crack. And then came the first domino that most people don't expect: airspace closures and airline disruption. According to reporting, countries including Israel, the UAE, and Qatar closed their airspace, and major airlines suspended or rerouted flights. Airports from the region's biggest hubs saw mass cancellations, leaving travelers stranded and supply routes disrupted. Here's why that matters. Airspace isn't just travel, it's trade, it's logistics, it's medicine, it's parts, it's time. When the sky closes, the economy doesn't collapse instantly, it tightens like a fist. Modern crises don't only explode, they invoice you. When risk rises, insurers raise premiums, routes get longer, fuel burn increases, shipping schedules break, and prices creep into daily life. This is how geopolitics enters your kitchen without knocking. A mother trying to buy groceries, a student trying to book a flight, a worker watching the gas pump climb. That's what makes this terrifying. The crisis travels faster than the facts. Then another alarm bell rang, this one in energy. Reuters reported Israel's energy ministry temporarily shut down parts of Israel's natural gas production after the strikes, including the Leviathan field and other facilities, citing security concerns and preparedness to switch to alternative fuels if needed. This isn't a small footnote. Energy is confidence. Energy is continuity. And when you pause production even temporarily, the market hears one message: we are preparing for uncertainty. So here is the question the world is quietly asking. Was this meant to end something or begin something? Operations like this usually aim to do at least one of three things: reduce a perceived threat, restore deterrence, force the opponent into a worse set of choices. But there's a dangerous side effect. The opponent also needs to prove they're not helpless. Which leads us to the most volatile part of the story. After a strike, leaders face a brutal equation. Respond too softly, and you look weak. Respond too hard, and you risk a wider war. So what do pressured states often do? They choose responses that are deniable, layered, calibrated, meant to restore fear without triggering full-scale disaster. It's not about rage. It's about posture. And posture is what keeps alliances intact or breaks them. Then the story widened. Russia's foreign ministry publicly condemned the US-Israeli strikes as an unprovoked act of armed aggression and called for an immediate stop and a return to diplomacy, while emphasizing international law and warning of broader disaster scenarios. This matters because Russia isn't just commenting. Russia is positioning for leverage, for narrative control, for influence at the UN, and for regional relationships that can shift the next round of diplomacy. In crises like this, the battlefield isn't only military. It's perception. Perception decides whether allies stay close, whether markets panic, whether civilians trust their governments, and whether a conflict remains contained. And the fastest weapon on earth isn't a missile. It's uncertainty. Uncertainty makes rumors feel like facts and makes everyone act early, harshly, and fearfully. From here, the next 72 hours usually split into three paths. Path 1, contained escalation. Strong statements, controlled moves, and private diplomacy behind closed doors. Path 2, The tit-for-tat spiral. Each side answers the last action, small steps becoming a staircase nobody planned to climb. Path 3, miscalculation. A wrong assumption, a wrong target, a wrong night. And suddenly the crisis expands faster than any leader can explain. This is why the world is watching not just what leaders say, but what they do when cameras are off. Behind every strategic choice are ordinary people trying to be ordinary. A family in Israel checking alerts before school. A traveler stuck between terminals with no answers. An American watching prices jump and wondering why world events keep showing up in their paycheck. This is the part that doesn't fit into a headline. Stability is emotional. And when stability breaks, people don't just lose money, they lose sleep. So now I'll ask you one question. And your answer matters because it reveals what the public feels before policymakers admit it. Do you think this ends in contained escalation, a spiral, or a miscalculation? Comment one word, contained spiral miscalculation. And subscribe, because the next update won't be a documentary. It'll be real time.